Okay, perfect. Let's start with the market research. What's really going on in Canada? All right. So here, my market research. Let me stop sharing with you. All right. So let's go through these few websites that that are really telling us what's really happening in Canada these days. You see, the Statistics Canada is telling us that 1 in 4 Canadians are unable to cover an unexpected expense of even $500. Right. In 2022, over one third of Canadians reported that it was difficult for their household to meet its financial needs in the previous 12 months. So there, people don't even have $500 to pay their emergency bills, emergency funds. This one is saying that Canadians are struggling financially. Canadians struggling financially expect to be worse off in a year, and we are. This is 2023 in March. So the next year, a lot of Canadians are even worried that the next year might be even more challenging for them when it comes to finances. And here you can see the Canadians who are working in a job, right? Canadian workers more dissatisfied than ever. Satisfaction rate has gone down really, really low. Most Canadian employees are ready to quit their jobs, survey finds. This is Toronto Sun. Almost a third of Canadians struggling to get by financially. And this was in June 2023. Right, this is the true reality of what's happening with us financially. Nearly half of Canadians hate their jobs. Wow, that's insane. Nearly half of the workers worry that their pay won't cover their expenses. So the cost of living has gone up like so much that people don't even have enough money to pay their expenses, let alone thinking about anything for their savings or stuff like that. The workers are increasingly unhappy in their roles post pandemic. So COVID has brought a lot of stress on people. Now, this one here, the Globe and Mail says half of Canadians to seek new jobs in 2023 in hunt for better pay and perks. And look at this Financial Post. We all know this, that we have, what we are going through these days. Toronto homeowners' cost of living has soared almost 60% in just 1 year. Almost 60% that has gone up. Now, on the other hand, let's look at the job situation in Canada. And guys, this is something that we are only talking Canada, layoffs in Canada in 2023. Let's look at how many companies laid off people. You see, and we're starting from January. Salesforce has cut off 10% of its workforce. Amazon laid off 18,000 jobs in Canada in January, right? And Thinkific, Microsoft laid off 10,000 people. And there are so many companies. Alphabet laid off 12,000, which is the Facebook company, right? Hudson Bay, Best Buy, Adidas, February, go through all. You can see that Amazon again in March laid off another 9,000 after the 10 or 12,000 people that they laid off. Here you see 18,000 in January. In February, they laid off another 9,000. So hundreds of thousands of people have got laid off from their jobs in the last year or year and a half during COVID and after COVID as well. And you can see here, we're looking at May, June, July, August, September, right? So in September, again, so many companies, Volvo laid off 10% of its white collar workforce. Wow, this is crazy. Google, hundreds of recruiters are being fired by Google as hiring at tech giant slows. This is September 2023. So this is the reality, guys. When people think that their job is secure, there is no secure job. These companies that we had a dream that we'll be working with one day, they're laying off people left, right, and center. All right. Now let's go back to the retirement savings of how comfortable people are financially. You see, 44% of Canadian pre-retirees have less than $5,000 in their savings. This is mind-blowing. Right? The survey, they did a 2,000 people survey, said that 44% haven't set aside any money for retirement in the past year, 6% increase from 2022, while 32% said they have never set aside money for retirement. Wow. Oof. More than a third of Canadians have no retirement savings. Half live paycheck to paycheck, right? And this was this was what, 3-4 years ago. And do you think that things have changed in the last 3-4 years? You're just seeing it, right? Things have not changed. Things are only getting worse. And for it's getting more and more difficult. Now, 32% of Canadians nearing retirement without any savings. 32%, one third of Canadians. Look at this one. 77% of Canadians aged 55 to 69 worried about retirement finances. Guys, there is so much to read here. And it's really, getting more and more alarming. When we look at the millennials, the young people, 66% of millennials have nothing saved for retirement. Nothing. On top of that, this one, this was just like a few months ago, says most Generation Z, Zs, and millennials still rely on parents for financial support and feel ashamed asking for help. And they're still, and look at this, what they're saying about their parents. While many are relying on their parents for financial assistance, 27% don't believe their parents are good financial role models for the reasons including, and they say that my parents didn't teach me about finances. My parents avoided talking to, about money with me. My parents have bad spending habits. And this is the true reality, because the main problem in Canada is financial illiteracy. And this is a true reality. People are earning money, but people don't know what to do with the money that they're earning or how to save that money. That's a major concern. Now let's look at the debt situation in Canada, right? People have lots of, people have mortgages, people have credit cards, people have personal debt, loans, this is student loans. Let's look at the debt on the federal government in Canada. And you see, this is a website, this is a live website called debtclock.ca. And you can see here, this is the live debt on the federal government of Canada, right? So $1.1 trillion of debt is there on the country federally. And your share, individual share, your share is 30,312 as of today. And if this is the federal only, now if we select the provincial, so keep in mind this 30,000 plus if we go to provincial in Ontario, because I'm from Ontario, there is another $400 billion of debt on the Ontario government, right? On Ontario as a province. This is the provincial debt. And every individual share is 26,000 on top of the 30,000 of the federal debt. So, each one of us in Canada has a debt of about $50,000 each one. And this is not even including the mortgages or the personal loans or the student loans or car loans or credit card loans that we have. All of that is on top of this $35,000 to $50,000. This is the true reality. This is the true reality. So I want to ask you guys now, after going through all of these websites, first of all, do you think that this is quite an alarming situation in Canada? Right? Do you consider this as quite, a worrying situation? A lot of people in Canada are having financial challenges. And this is what I want to share with you. You see, we live in one of the wealthiest countries in the world, yet many people have money problems, as we can see, right? Most people are working in their jobs, in their professions. They go to college, universities, and they get a degree and they find a job, but they're still having these financial problems, despite working their whole life and earning money, right? Some work hard all their lives and yet retire poor. Many do so much to raise their kids just to see them finish college or university with a lot of debt. This is the true reality, right? And you see, as we can we can recollect, people are living with insufficient income. Their income is not enough. The high debt, a lot of debt on the people, high taxes, right? People pay a lot of taxes here. There's inflation and the rising cost of living that we are seeing now, we are experiencing now in our life. Everything has gone up in price. Everything has gone up. Look at the gas prices today. Look at the food prices today. Everything has gone up, right? And there is no budget, and people have poor saving habits. People don't plan their money. They make money and they start spending it. The question is that, is this the Canada we came here for? See, more than 90% of people in Canada are immigrants. We have all come from different countries, different cultures, different traditions. I'm from India, right? I've lived in Canada for over 17 years now. The question is that when we came to Canada, we came with some dreams, some goals, some picture of how life is going to be for us. Now, the question is this the Canada that we came for? That we left our family behind, we left our friends, our culture, and all those things, right? We left all that life behind to come to Canada for a better life. Is this the life that we thought it would be for us? Now, the next thing is, this is something that I got to learn. Someone told me one day about 6 years ago, and it really intrigued me. And she said, We can either be a part of the problem or we can be a part of the solution. But if we are not a part of the solution, then we are a part of the problem. And this is so true. So true. Guys, what I realize is that the biggest problem, the main challenge, the biggest reason behind why the situation in Canada is what we have just seen, why is it like that, is because it's not the lack of money. The biggest reason, the biggest problem behind this is the lack of financial knowledge. Most of the people are financially illiterate in Canada. Earning money is not the problem, right? Problem is learning how to save money and understanding how money works, how money grows, and how to protect that money from losses or any bigger consequences that come on our money when we start saving it, right? And the next thing is here, as you can see, Warren Buffett has said, people with traditional knowledge work for people with financial knowledge. So the people who have the right financial knowledge, they're benefiting, they're taking advantage of the knowledge to build businesses for themselves. While the people who have the regular traditional university or college degrees, right, and they're working in their own chosen profession, they are struggling financially. A lot of us. Let's face the reality. That is the true reality, right, in our world. Okay.